Growing up, I had dreams and aspirations, but always felt like I was a kid that didn't fit in. For the most part, I wasn't a bad kid, but when I made the transition into adulthood, I turned to the streets for guidance. This led to getting locked up in juvenile hall, doing time at CYA, and eventually a 120-month sentence in federal prison. I had a lot of time to think and reflect during my federal sentence, so I share with you what I learned, hoping I can positively influence someone else's life with Prison Talk. Got another question for you from one of our viewers. Getting lost in the system, diesel therapy, what is that? Diesel therapy, it's a fucked up situation, man. It's basically when they want to put you under a disciplinary action, and you ride the bus from institution to institution. Every time they have a transfer somewhere, you are just there in the layover facility. You don't ever get checked into that particular institution, and you just keep getting back on the bus. And I mean, I've heard of guys being on diesel therapy for up to a year. You know, it's no joke. You're basically shackled down. Your food, your stomach is all fucked up because you're eating old sandwiches and apples and stale milk. And then you're sitting in this fucked up bench seat that you're not comfortable. And like I said, you're on the bus all day. The guards up in there eating McDonald's, Burger King. They're enjoying themselves, laughing, clowning. And when they get to whatever institution, you get a few minutes. You get to get off. Maybe take your shackles off. Check in, but you're just fucking lined up like a bunch of basically like seals at the wharf, all on top of each other, sleeping on the floor wherever you can try to get comfortable at. And the guys who aren't on diesel therapy, they get checked in and actually go into the institution, and you just sit there until they get their next people that's being transferred, and you jump on the bus again. And this goes on over and over and over again. And I've seen guys start off in California, end up all the way on the East Coast, and come all the way back from the East Coast, New York, back to California before they got off the diesel therapy. And it's fucked up. You know what I mean? You can't get no mail. You can't communicate with family members because you can't write nobody. You don't have really access to a phone. It's just it's a horrible situation. But this is what the feds do, man. They got ways to bust you upside your head. You know what I mean? You're a troublemaker. You think you're going to be a problem in the system? They got something for that ass. State, because the state, is usually limited to just that state, it's a little bit different. But I know in the feds, it's, they can house you wherever they want to house you within the United States. So you can go for a ride and hit every state if you want to, if they want you to hit every state. It just depends on who you pissed off. So yeah, diesel therapy, man, and like I said, you're shackled. You're just like this. You're eating, trying to move your chains and with your food and the sandwiches. You got that, like I said, it's old bologna. Maybe some mayonnaise, maybe not. They don't give a fuck. And ain't nobody giving a fuck about your nutrition, whether or not you're constipated. You got to deal with it, And that shit, like I said, it's brutal. So yeah, diesel therapy does go on, and I've seen, like I said, I've heard of guys be on diesel therapy for up to a year, up and down the coast. So, yeah, it goes down in the feds, and it's fucked up.